Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Karmilawati and my friend Ira and Asruni. We are from Group 1. In this video, I would like to presentation about listening for elementary. The first thing is listening. What is listening? Listening is our understanding of listening to English. And then the next one is introduction. Listening is making an effort to listen to something, to pay attention to spoken language. This is different from hearing, which is simply a psychological process of the ear to absorb sound waves and transfer them along to the nervous system to part of the brain. Listening includes a 5 steps process, namely the first one is visiting, understanding, interpreting, responding, and remembering. Listening in the classroom. It is clear that listening is the skill that children acquire first, especially if they are not yet learned to read. And then it is worth remembering to that once something has been said, then it disappears. And then because the listener can and listen is the same way that we can reread. It means that if you are the listener, you can decide how fast you work. And then the last one, when we are talking to somebody who is saying something in everyday life, we usually understand what is being said, and we say so that we know what the other person is saying. There is some listening activities will make your pupils up, make them move about, create movement and or noise. Listen and do activities. The first one is instruction. The most obvious listen and do activity which we can and should make use of from the moment we start the English lesson is giving guiding instruction. Most classroom language is a type of listen and do activity. And the second one is moving. But there are also lots of listen and do exercise which you can do with your children, where they have to cyclically move about. The younger your pupils, the more physical activities they need. And then the third one is put up your hand. You will almost certainly have to make use of the put up your hand type exercise at some stage. For example, when the pupils are learning the sound system, you might ask them to put up their hands when they hear the sound.
Next, I will continue to explain about listening activity. Will wake your people up, make them move about, create movement and noise. Listening and do activities. The fourth is main stories. In a main story, the teacher tell the story and the pupil, and the teacher do the action. It again provide physical movement and give the teacher a chance to play along with the pupil. And the five or the last in this part is drawing. Listen and draw is a popular type of listening activity in the almost all classes, but remember that drawing takes time, so keep the picture simple. Just give a simple picture. And then we continue about listening for information. Listening for information is really an umbrella heading which covers a very wide range of listening activities. Identifying exercises. You can make a very simple identifying exercise like this one. Like you give a picture of football player. He has dark hair and big ears. He is wearing rubber boots and carrying a football. He has a striped jersey and short trouser. Just give the explanation, same like the picture you give to the student. And then listen for mistake. Listen for the mistake. You can use the picture in your book, but make mistake in the text you read, so that people have to listen for the mistake. Just give a picture to the children or using the book, and when you read the information, there's maybe you make a mistake, so the children can listen which one the teacher say wrong, like that. That's all from me. This will be continued by Ira. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Ira Pratiusa Putri and I will continue the presentation. Okay, here's how to be easier to listen. The first, put things in order. Pupils have a number of a picture which illustrate a text in a front of them. And the pictures are not in the right order. Pupils listen to the text and put the picture in the order they think is right. And the number two, questionnaires. You can have a questionnaires type exercise which involves a little bit of a writing or the filling in of a number like this one, which is about how much television people watch. Okay, the three, listen a color. Children love a coloring a picture, and we can easily make this activity into a listening activity. And the number four, filling in a missing information. Pupils can fill in the missing words of a song or a text or a timetable. And the five, rhymes. All children love rhymes and like repeat them again and again. And here you can use either traditional rhymes or modern rhymes, and you can really don't have to worry too much about the grading. And for the last but not least, songs are also a form of a listen and a repeat, and there are a lot of a book and on the market with songs of a. Okay, the other slide, listening to stories. And number one, telling stories. Telling stories to children of all levels means that you can adapt the language to their level. You can go back and repeat. You can put in all sorts of gesture and a facial expression. And you can keep eye contact most of the time. And traditional fairy tales like a Little Red Riding Hood. And the number two, cheating stories. Other exciting form of storytelling which you can do from a very early stage is to create stories with the children so that you tell their story. And the number three, reading stories. Instead of telling a story. You cannot read a lot from a book. This is not the same as telling a story, and in this case, you should not change the story at all. Okay, the last slide, independent listening. There is a lot of English has a material available, but for young learners of English as a mother tongue and for foreign language learners, these are usually kits which come along with a book, like the Professor Boffin books in the Longman Easy Reader series. Okay. Thank you for your attention and thank you for your watching video. And if you have any question, you can ask us. And I think for enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.